How's it going there, folks? I'm Quinn of Snazzy Labs, and this is the video review of the iPhone 4 and iPhone 4S Lite mod from KOGadget.com. Now, as you can see, it looks pretty cool. Now, it is a product that's available from a Hong Kong-based company, and it's going to run you about $60. I bought mine the day pre-order started, which was the 16th of December, and I got it about a week ago. So the shipping date for me was about a week. However, many people are reporting that it's taking up to a month to ship their product. The company itself, I usually do not talk about the companies that ship or produce the actual product in my videos because it is more based on the company. But KO Gadget is so notorious for being awful that I do have to mention it's going to be kind of a crapshoot to make sure things get delivered. The company is almost unreachable. If you email them, they only started accepting emails like a week ago to ask them questions, and that's after I had already received mine. They've shipped orders after people requested a cancellation on their order. They've waited till the last week to tell people all of the problems of this device, of which there are many, and I'm going to get to. They take nearly a month to ship. They actually even stole my own voice for their tutorial video, which is something that I have to deal with. I actually filed a DMCA filing and a copyright notice, but that's aside the point. The point is the product that ships from this company is already not that great to begin with, and furthermore, the company that you have to deal with is really not that great. So I do want to mention that before you go out and order this, because just because it looks cool doesn't mean you're going to have a walk in the park. Now, what this is a transparent panel where the Apple logo is. I'm going to actually disassemble this. I have removed the pentalobe screws. What you're going to get in the actual light mod is this little light module. You're going to get this back panel, and you're going to get a pentalobe and a Phillips 00 screwdriver to install. Now, as you can see, this is completely transparent so that you can have this placed back behind the light mod, and when you turn the light on, once this is wired correctly, the light comes on. Now, there are a few problems with this panel, and actually the problems behind this panel are exponential. This panel is so remarkably thin and light that I think I could break it by blowing on it. I mean, it really is super fragile, and there are tons of people on the KO Gadgets Facebook page reporting problems with this panel. Since this light module adds quite a bit of thickness to the device, they need to make the otherwise rather robust glass panel a lot thinner. So the glass in this panel is so thin that many people have reported even just pressing on the back of their device with great force breaks the panel. I haven't had any problems yet, but it is really, really light, really thin, and I am not really all that comfortable with leaving this out of a case. Furthermore, when you throw this in the case, you lose the allure of this glowing light mod. This really is a modification made to be used without a case to show off the sexiness of the iPhone, and that just can't be done with this back panel. Second of all, it's not very easy to install. KO Gadget advertised a 5-minute install, and holy cow, is that inaccurate. I'm relatively advanced when it comes to repairing and opening the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 4S, and even I took about 30 minutes to get a final product that I was satisfied with. As you can see, it wires into the actual device. You have to pull the EMI shield off, which can take quite a bit of time. The tutorial they have makes it look a lot easier than it actually is, and you have to be relatively skilled, especially on the 4S, because there's some wiring right here that breaks really, really easily. You then have to take really, really miniature-sized of tiny little pieces of double-sided tape in order to get this to wire properly under where it is. And you actually press this main red cable against a conductor on the motherboard. Now, a lot of people have done this to the wrong conductor, or they've touched another one on the way and have ended up short-circuiting their device. Another guy, this other problem is this little gold wire. You need to place this gold wire on a conductor point, albeit the steel band. That's what I've done kind of here with the EMI shield, but they just say place it wherever, and that is horribly inaccurate. There's a guy that placed one right here. As you can see, this is actually the Wi-Fi chip. This is the antenna right here. A guy said that he placed the gold part on the Wi-Fi antenna, and now his Wi-Fi chip no longer works. So there are tons of glaringly inaccurate issues behind installing, and furthermore, the lack of support from KO Gadget. They just recently published the video tutorial, and really even that doesn't walk you through it. You do kind of have to know what you're doing, and a lot of people have experienced a lot of issues. So the device itself already has a few issues with installation, but how does it perform once it's installed? Unfortunately, not that well, because there are some glaring problems with the development of it. So, not to mention the difficulty in installing, not to mention the short circuiting, let's talk about just the product. Since it is running off of the battery on the iPhone 4S, and even though KO Gadget stated that it takes no toll on your battery, I've noticed about a 10% battery decrease ever since I installed this mod. Now, 10% isn't substantial, it's not enough to say do not buy this, but it is certainly something worth noting. Additionally, this light comes on not just when the screen is on like KO Gadget advertises. They only told us this a week ago after tons of orders had shipped. This light comes on every time a background application requests data. Every time Facebook looks for push notifications, every time mail requests to get the new mail. There are so many applications, and if you have 40, 50 applications like I do on your device, every time an app asks for a push notification, this light is going to be coming on. So unlike how they advertised it to only come on when the screen is on, like your MacBook is or whatever, this is constantly on. And when it's constantly on, it gets really, really warm in your pocket. It takes a lot of heat into this little LED display, and it really just turns into more of an issue than a luxury. Furthermore, we have the thin panel. And last thing that a lot of people were like, really, you're complaining about this, but I do have to complain about it because it's a big deal, is this back panel has no oleophobic coating. So fingerprint trails and all this nasty stuff just stays here. It festers here. Unlike the front of the panel where you can just kind of wipe it away and it's gone, this takes some serious scrubbing. I've even had to take some water to it. And as you can see, there's just grease marks and trails. It really is very poorly well done. I mean, it's not a good display. It's not a good mod. It is cool. It looks nice. I've gotten a lot of attention from it, but the problems behind this are far greater than the advantages to it. And I honestly cannot recommend this modification. If you want to, again, don't recommend it, but you can purchase this mod for $60 from KOGadget.com. I'm Quinn, that snazzy iPhone guy. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay snazzy. See you later, folks.